What's up, Canada? It's your man, Wolf Shield here, coming out of Calgary just to bring in my support and to add my 2 cents to the situation that's occurring right now. I've seen across social media many Canadians being vigilant, being wise to some sort of staged event. They want a repeat of January 6th. Everybody out there with a brain knows that that was in fact staged, that was co-opted. And what they want is the convoy to be co-opted. Everybody who knows how slick and quote unquote clever our politicians are by hiring think tanks to do the thinking for them knows that they're trying to stage something so they can bring in the military. The RCMP won't step in, therefore they tried everything they can. They want to bring in the military. We're not going to let that happen. We've been playing checkers. And yeah, the government has a chess game going on. They most likely have some sort of plan. So let's just play a little bit of Game of Go, you know, that ancient Chinese game, 18 by 18 squared. Yeah, let's play that game. What do they got going on? We want the mandates lifted. Now, think about it for a second. Let me pull over here for a second. The whole premise of these mandates are to solidify the vax passports, which leads to a new contract for the citizens, and that leads to your digital ID. Without these mandates, how are they able to justify that? So I'm just kind of thinking, doing some guesswork, and I'm thinking here that if they do stage some event, it could open the door to implementing digital ID in a different way. We have seen what some people could call a success, having a Premier, Scott Moe out of Saskatchewan, that's where I was born, state that he's going to roll back the mandates. But for me, that guy didn't give any time frame. That leaves them a good whole month to try to do something to get us into their new system. Again, they want us to recontract with them under their new rules. There's technology, blockchain technology. It can be used, of course, to create a dystopia, technocratic system that no one really wants to be like China's social credit system. We don't want that. So what my strategy here is implementing blockchain technology, but instead of recontracting with the citizens, the politicians get recontracted with, i.e. the digital ID system is not for the citizens, the digital ID system is for the politicians. With these technologies, we're able to track whether or not, with these are ledgers, right? Recording events, we can track whether or not these politicians have showed up for work. We can track what their expenses are like, and if they fulfill their promises. Now this goes even further to the tax accounts, because right now we have a problem with our tax accounts no one's been talking about. When we pay in our province, swipe our debit card, put it over cash, that money ends up going into the province's general revenue fund. After the general revenue fund, the taxes flow to Canada's consolidated revenue fund. From that consolidated revenue fund, it goes to central bankers to pay some interest off on Canada's debt. And then money comes back to fund the infrastructure within the provinces, municipalities, federal government, so on and so forth. Basically, there's a whole bunch of middlemen in between, and we really don't know where our money's going. We can look at a consolidated financial report, we can dig through the various pages, and come out to some sort of conclusion about how our money's spent. With blockchain technologies, we have the ability to track exactly how our taxes are spent, and this is what I'm proposing. And in fact, I've already set up the infrastructure to do it. I have the pieces of the puzzle we need to basically turn this game upside down on these politicians. They want us in this Chinese Communist Party social credit system model. That's what they want. It's not going to happen. We're turning it around. The citizens are taking control of the tax accounts, and now every politician who wants to be in elected office and represent the people's interests, well, now you're coming under the people's agreement that your finances will be tracked, that your promises you gave to the people will be fulfilled. The 2 technology platforms, I'm not saying choosing one, I'm choosing 2 technologies this can be built on, and I've secured the infrastructure on each of them. The first one is titled Verus, verus.io. Look it up, do some research. I will unveil a little bit later on the technicalities to what I've set up. That's verus.io. And the second one is called Cordal.org. On both of those two technologies, I've already secured the infrastructure on those platforms to do exactly what I'm saying, which is taking away the toy of the government, the tax monies, and then putting forward a whole system that the politicians have to recontract into. So therefore they are tracked. We're not talking about the citizens. The citizens can have private transactions just like cash. We can maintain our privacy. The surveillance state is growing every day. If you haven't already seen it, go watch that Joe Rogan episode with Dr. Robert Epstein. You will see that there are certain people that are on the quarantine list, meaning the security state and the intelligence state has already figured out what players are going to disrupt their plans. They prop up some players that are beneficial to their plans, and they suppress others. I have my hands on some technology that can change the situation. I'm only proposing this because who is thinking about after the mandates are dropped? How long are people going to stay at Parliament? I'm wishing everyone the best. I participated in Calgary here the other day. I went down Freedom Mile. I went into a restaurant without a mask. They asked me if I wanted to sit down and have my meal. I said yes. They asked me for a passport. I said no. And we sat down and had a meal. No conflict whatsoever. It was amazing. And then we drove by in the convoy, honked, and then we went and joined the people and danced for a tiny bit. It was amazing. Soon I will release the technicalities, and hopefully at a certain point, the message that I'm bringing upon all of you out here will be recognized. It's a little bit technical, but I'm being patient as always. Much love from Wolf Shield here, Canada, Project Override, override the reset. Yeah, take care everybody. Bye-bye.